Welcome back to Gunneria. I'm Alan with Alan's Firearms. Thanks for joining me. I've had a lot of hits on my Glock 39 Gap pistol, and I decided to get into a little more information about the round itself. A lot of people were very excited about that video since there's nothing much out there on the gun. Some people say because it's a failure. Well, it's not a failure. It won't be a failure unless it's taken off the market. In the meantime, it is starting to rise in popularity among law enforcement because of the less recoil and more compact size of their off-duty carry guns, which they like to match the same ammunition off and on duty. I've seen a lot of test results on both rounds versing each other. I see there's a lot of hanky-panky going on with depending on what side you want to fall on. All I know is they all agree with one thing. At 25 feet, if you get hit with either 45 Gap or 45 ACP, it's lights out, end of story. And that's what really matters. Okay, so let's go take a look at the 45 Gap versus the 45 ACP, and let's see what the differences are. Okay, what do we have here? Well, the first one is your Gap, Glock Automatic Pistol, and that is what we're going to be talking about. The second two, the one in the steel casing, that is a hollow point 45 ACP. The one next to it is a ball ammo ACP. Now, the major difference between the three rounds, besides the obvious, the Gap has a shorter cartridge case, is the Gap is 185 grains. Ball ammo is 230 grains, and the hollow point is 165 grains. So the hollow point bullet and the Gap bullet are closer in weight, but we have some discrepancy in a test. Ball ammo is more aerodynamic, but in this case it's very heavy, much heavier than the Gap ball ammo, which is a flathead, which also causes some resistance. Unfair to test one against the other. The hollow point, which is closer in weight to the Gap bullet, is also not a fair test because even though it's close in weight, it's a hollow point. Changes air resistance, changes its trajectory, velocity, all of that. So that's the problem with testing rounds. They have to be apples to apples, oranges to oranges, and prunes to prunes, if you like prunes. Okay, this is just for fun. That's the 45 Colt, 45 Long Colt, or 45 Cowboy. Goes by all three names. It really is properly called a 45 Colt. Next to it is a 460, and that 460 is one big bullet, isn't it? Okay, there you see the difference between some of the 45 rounds. Let's talk about Gap in size. Okay, what is the actual difference? I have this micrometer set up to inches, so I'm just going to zero it out, and we're going to do a look-see on the Gap. The Gap is 0.757 inches. I don't know if you can actually read this. Colt ACP, 0.895. Okay, so we have a big difference in size. It's almost a full quarter-inch difference. Now, like I said, why would you want that? Well, you can make your grip a little narrower. Big difference is if you're using it in a 3-inch barreled gun, you're going to save yourself a lot of powder and make the powder burn more efficiently. Another good thing about the Gap is that it doesn't have the range. Though it has the pressure, it doesn't have the range of the 45 ACP. So, all in all, at 25 yards, 25 feet, 10 feet, you hit someone with one of these, you're going to stop them. That's the whole idea of a firearm. One shot, one stop, one person, that's it. Is it worth going to the Gap? I think it's an individual choice. Is it smart for police departments to go to the Gap? I think I'll leave that up to the professional law enforcement people to make that decision. Me personally, I carry a 45 ACP, and I don't see myself giving it up for the sole purpose of going to a Gap. That's it. So I hope that answered a few of your questions. Actually, I'm sure it added a whole bunch of more questions about the .45 Gap Glock Automatic Pistol round because of the interest. I did this. I know there's a lot more information out there. Pounds per square inch of muzzle energy. Supposedly, they're saying it's anywhere between 70 and 40 and 20, 70 to 20% difference, a pound's difference. I want to tell you something. You take a gun with an octagon barrel and you shoot this out of it, it's going to have higher pressures than shooting the .45 ACP. This round was designed to shoot in an octagon barrel. This wasn't. Reverse the process, and the .45 ACP is going to shoot much better out of a rifle barrel. That is what I've gotten out of all these tests, okay? What I've gotten is they're two, even though they're the same caliber, they're two totally different rounds. They react differently to different guns. They like different barrel lengths than each other. So it's basically pick the right tool for the right firearm, and you'll make a great choice. This is Alan with Alan's Firearms saying, God, I'm dizzy. Okay, from Gunneria, Alan from Alan's Firearms saying bye-bye.